Once, hello, oncers. Yeah, I'm calling you oncers because that's once upon a time for you. Hello, once upon a time fans, and welcome to my review of Birth. Yeah, episode 8. Yeah, it was utter a brilliant episode, same as the Bear King. Yeah, it was actually really good. I loved it. Loved this one and the the other one as well. This one was utter brilliant, shocking as well. When I didn't expect that. This will clues boys. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's really good. 2 hour event, but it's a two-parter episode. So yeah. Welcome to my first of the two-part story, and yeah, Birth. It was a really good episode. Directed by Eagle Anderson, written by David Hay Goodman and Jeremy Sports. Yeah, there's some old characters return like David Alders, Victor Frankenstein, and slash Dr. Whale. Yeah, just starting his out. Yeah, come on, it's a good look. Like that. yeah. David Alders returns as well. Some others as well. Returning characters as well. Hell yeah. Yeah, it was just a really fantastic episode and brilliant at the same time. It was shocking as well because Hook is a dark one as well, and so the Wicked Witch of the West told Hook and said, "You want to see more?" And it concluded like that. So what? Yes, please. And yeah, it was really good and fantastic at the same time. So it was a really good episode. Loved it. And here's the synopsis of the show. Yeah, coming up. 3 weeks earlier, in Camelot, Emma has a box with a spark of fire in, and then she tells Henry she has it and can reignite the sword. He says they are not back with him. Then says Merlin is missing too. Granny and Henry are frozen with magic by Merlin, who is there, and he's following orders by Arthur. He says Arthur threatened him to the Exterra and has ordered him to unite the sword. She refuses, and he says Arthur has her family and will kill them unless she hands over the dagger and the flame. Emma says it's not the flame yet, just a spark. Emma says she can't give up without a fight. Merlin begs her not to seek vengeance and not make the same mistake Nima did. Yeah. Emma tries to rise the spark to a flame when Monk Spencer imagines is there and says Arthur will kill her if he reunites the Exterra, but she says she has no choice and risks the lives of her family. Rumpel says she can only lie it when she is ready to reject the darkness. Henry finds Emma to take to herself. He asks what she does doing and what the voices says. She says they told her she wasn't ready to give up the darkness. He shows up a photo of a house and that Hook and he and Hook were looking at the Upton Light Swan. Emma shuts the lid on the spark and says she has to use the darkness again so she can ghost in the woods and sees Arthur as her family tied to, to the trees. She tells them to free them, but Arthur wants Emma to hand off the dagger and spark of all unleash Merlin and brought along Selena to make sure she complains, asking if she should kill Hook or David first. Emma hands Selena the spark, but when she opens it, Selena discovers it is the spell that traps her against the tree. Furious that Emma tricked him, Arthur orders Merlin to fight her, and they do a battle by using magic. Merlin says he wishes Emma could defeat him, but Emma knocks her back. Arthur, believing he is in upper hand, orders Merlin to kill Mary Margaret by choking her with the tree vines. When Emma then pleads with Emma to fight back and gets Arthur telling him that he's the greatest sorcerer of all time, and if he can't fight off the darkness, no one can. It works and stops the vines from choking Mary Margaret. Sorry. Arthur continues to force up Merlin, who's pushed to the limit, but the Shaxton gives Hook time to free himself and comes at Arthur by taking the sword, and Arthur runs off and releases Selena. As the two disappeared, Emma thanks Hook and heals a cut on his neck. He says now they had the sword, then grabs it, and they just need the light to light the spark and they can get the darkness out. But at Granny's, Hook recounts the adventure to Henry, who's excited. David and Regina report back that Arthur is far away. Emma is outside with Spark trying to make it work. Regina comes out and she tells her that Rumpel is playing with her, telling her she can't light it because she's not ready to give up the darkness. Even she's lured to it if it's wrong. Regina grabs the dagger and commands her to tell her why she's afraid to give up the darkness, knowing she can't protect her family if she does. Regina says that that's not the truth. Uses the dagger to test her. Hook, David and Mary Margaret come up and Hook snatches the dagger from Regina, who tells them she wasn't being cured. She was helping her find the truth, even it's painful. Hook tells Emma he's sorry that Regina used the dagger on her, but Emma says Regina was right. She shows him the ad for him in the house. She says she's afraid of the future. He asks if she's scared to move in with him, and she says it's everything, and she says she's afraid because she does want a future with him, and the minute the darkness is gone the future begins. He says that the music to his pirate's ears. He says don't be afraid of the future and kisses her. Hook says he's just happy to know that she has the one. He goes limp. Emma says that's not enough for her. She holds him and cries, and then takes Excel and floods it with magic. In the diner, Merlin tells him it's too late. He begins to spot dark tremors. These spread to the sword Emma has gone magic throws Killigan, and he's gone. And then his name appears on the handle of Excel, and then he flash. Emma is dark, and she's now white. White hair, and a flood of blackness falls and Killigan is transformed. Yes, that was the shocking part. Now is Storybook. In the words, David, Hook and Robin are ready to confront Arthur at his tent, and they brought along weapons just in case. David demands to know why Arthur lied and tried to burn the Crimson Crown, and tells him about the message from Merlin about Numia. Arthur, however, decides to throw Threesome off the river table, then escapes into the wood with them in Polish. Arthur trips and he sees Hook and kicks him down and draws the Hook's sword on him. But just as he's about to kill him, Emma suddenly shows up and uses now the United Scabbers to send Emma towards a tree. Tells him his sword control no one now. Hook says thank you, but Emma warns him not to. He also apologizes for what he said on his ship, and asks if he means about loving her and believing she's still herself. She asks what she wants and what he wants. He says he wants her help and asks who Numina is. She says this will be all over tomorrow and Numina doesn't matter. He asks why she needs the sword. Emma walks away. Yeah, she does. Hook says he knows she has reasons for doing this, but Emma tells Hook she's doing all this for him, then disappears. Arthur is in the cell. Hook wants to know who Lumina is and what he's hiding, but Emma took his memories. Hook says Emma told them it's about him. About Regina says Emma's manipulating him as Virginia and Mary Morgan are confronted that Emma is gone. Hook believes Emma hasn't used the sword yet, that Virginia thinks Emma still needs to have an agreement for the spell. Hook is demanded to find out what went in on Camelot and visits Gold in his shop. When Hook comes in and Gold tells Belle to put down the crossbow, he says he should had some squid ink said inside the new Dark One. Took it. Hook says Dark Ones are clever, then asks what's going inside Emma's head. He tells Gold what Emma said about being about him. Gold says he recognized the look on her face. He says he went dark to save his son. He says he confronted himself, everything was for that, but things did not work out. He tells Hook to find out what Emma is referring to get answers. Hook says he can't find it. Then Gold says he give her reason to find you. Hook goes outside and calls for her and asks what happened between them. Hook asks what the hell she wants. Yeah, it was just really, really good and brilliant. Hook goes calling for Emma and stands on the rooftop to get attention. He jumps off and she catches him, then asks why he was so he saved him. He says he's a obstacle and then asks what happened between him and Camelot. He says he forgives her and she doesn't need that. He says there's nothing she's done as bad what he's done. He shows her ring to belong to Barbara and killed him in front of his wife. He says every ring is a sad story. She shows the ring he gave her to keep and says she's to belong his brother Liam. She tries to give back but she keeps it. He says keep it. He says he loves her no matter what. She says she needs to show him something. She takes him to her house and she points to the telescope. He looks and sees the sea and full moon of waves. She says he told her the ocean claimed him and he says it's a nice home, but she says he picked it, not her. He looks at the newspaper and says that's his handwriting. She says he told her that was their future. She says everything she did was kept that future. He asks again for the truth and says they are almost there. Kisses him. She says she can't tell him anything because he would try to stop her. He passes out after the kiss and he gets groaning and he asks what she's doing. Yeah. I know this is a long video, sorry guys, but I forget through the synopsis. Yeah. At the hospital, Selena reading Hansel Gretel to her unborn child, then goes in pain, screaming, banging on the door. Regina and Robin show up and they look at a pregnant body which has incubation for 7 months from 2 months, a result of Emma's dark magic. Selena says Emma did this with her onion rings. Dr. Whale is there. Selena says get his angry baby back, and Whale reminds her about the last baby he delivered and trying to steal. Yeah, of course. Regina asks why his hair blonde, saying it was Emma's doing. Belle and Mary Margaret run in and tell them that Emma's coming for the baby and needs the cries of the newborn child. Selena begs Regina to take off the cuff, and Regina says no. Selena and Emma Martin delivers a baby girl as Regina, Mary, and Margaret wait in the hall, and Mary asks if she's ready to meet her new family, but she says doesn't know. As Robin Hood holds the newborn baby, Emma is there, but she wants Selena instead and disappears with her off a phone rail against the wall yet again. Yeah. Now, here's the tricky part of all this synopsis. Selena and Hook are both chained in the wall in Emma's basement, and Selena thinks Emma is casting a spell to take her magic. Emma says she's given her dark magic to Selena. Hook asks why keep a secret. She says she won't let him stop her. She says the dark magic must put in a vision, then Emma will cut her down. Emma says that she needed the baby out. She demands him that Selena killed Marion and Neil. Yeah, of course. Hook says it's murder. Hook says they can talk to Merlin, but he can't help them anymore. Hook asks again why she's really doing this. Mary asks David and Regina how Emily can use Selena to end the dark magic. Regina says no one hurts her sister but her, and tells them she's going to show Emma how dark magic really works. Selena says the anti-magic cuff is her real problem. Hook says he has magic in his hook. He says the last time he helped her, she betrayed him. Says he has no choice now. He cut off the cuff and gets rid of the shankers, then puts herself in a fresh uniform, then comes over to Hook and undoes his shackles. Mary, Margaret and David argue with Regina over going to war with Emma. Regina says Emma gave her the dagger because they knew she was only one who can act. Emma comes out and says she's done with Selena. They will all be better off, saying she knows Regina will be happy when Selena's gone. Emma puts up a magic barrier around the house. Selena tells Hook they have a sneak out back, but Hook says he's not going. He says he needs to stop her. Hook searches her house, then takes a painting off the wall. Then Emma comes in and squirts her with squid ink and says she's a villain now, like Regina said. He says she has to tell him what happened in Camelot. Selena is there and says she will make the Dark One pay. Selena stabs Hook in the chest and he asks what's happening. She says she found the dream castle outside Emma. Emma wishes not to trust her, and then she says, "Can I explain everything?" Hook says do it, and she shows him his memories. It turns out she used the dark magic to save Hook and holds him and cries. Then takes Exam and floods it with magic. In the diner, Merlin tells them it's too late and begins to squirt dark turn spreading to the sword and floats over the king and he's gone. Then this name appears in the handle of Exam, resulting in Emma's transformation. Hook is turned into the Dark One. Emma tells the story. Tells him she's sorry and says she had no choice. Hook says they must be an explanation. Selena hands Hook the sword and she removes the spell and shows him that his name is on the sword. Part of Emma's name is on the dagger end. Emma says she wanted to make up for this. Make up for this, and says it was the only way to get rid of the darkness, both of them. She says all she's done to try to save him, but Hook is angry and says they have no future. Selena asks if he's ready to find out what else happened in Camelot. He says yes, but first they take care of Emma. It was a brilliant episode, Birth. That did make sense. Both episodes, it did. It did. Both episodes did make sense, and yeah, it was a really, really, really good, fantastic episode, and brilliant at the same time. So, the verdict of this episode, I'm gonna give it 9.1 out of 10 because it was a really good episode and fantastic at the same time. So please like, comment, and subscribe for more epic reviews like this. And coming up next is the Bear King review. Bye guys, laters. Like, comment, and subscribe for more epic reviews like this. See ya.